Carl Jung believed that the greatest danger to the human mind is not ignorance, but unexamined darkness. Every human being carries a shadow, not because they are evil, but because they are human. The shadow is everything you were taught to hide, suppress, or deny in order to be accepted. Anger, aggression, self-interest, power, envy, desire, ambition. You didn't choose to repress these traits. You learned to, and what you don't consciously integrate does not disappear. It controls you unconsciously. This is why Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. This course is about ending that fate. Part 1. What the shadow really is. The shadow is not your worst self. It is your unlived self. It forms when you learn that certain behaviors are rewarded and others are punished. So you split. The acceptable self goes outward. The unacceptable self goes inward. But the psyche cannot delete parts of itself. It only buries them, and buried traits leak out as passive-aggressive. Jealousy, self-sabotage, addiction, resentment, projection. Sudden emotional explosions. People who deny their shadow are not harmless. They are unpredictable. Part 2. How the shadow controls youth. Shadow controls you through projection. You criticize in others what you refuse to see in yourself. You hate traits that mirror your own denied potential. You admire people who live out what you suppress. This is why emotional reactions are diagnostic. If something triggers you deeply, it is touching your shadow. Jung believed the shadow is revealed not in calm moments, but in reactions. Part 3. The danger of being too good. People who identify as good often have the darkest shadows. Why? Because moral self-suppression creates psychological imbalance. If you deny your capacity for aggression, you cannot defend yourself. If you deny your desire for power, it will emerge as manipulation or resentment. If you deny selfishness entirely, you become Jung warned, a person who believes they are only good is possessed by their shadow. Part 4. Shadow V. Is ego. The ego wants a clean self-image. The shadow threatens it. So the ego lies. It says, I'm not like that. I would never do that. That's not who I am. But the psyche knows better. The shadow grows stronger the more the ego pretends it doesn't exist. Integration begins when ego humility replaces ego denial. Part 5. Shadow in reality. ONSHIPS. Most relationship conflict is shadow conflict. You don't fight the person. You fight what they awaken in you. Unintegrated shadows seek completion through others. That's why patterns repeat. Until you integrate your shadow, you will keep meeting it in different faces. Part 6. How to integrate the SHADOW. Shadow integration is not acting out impulses. It is conscious ownership. Step 1. Observe your reactions without judgment. Step 2. Ask, what part of me does this reflect? Step 3. Admit the trait internally. Step 4. Choose how to express it consciously. Integration does not mean becoming cruel. It means becoming capable. A person who integrates aggression becomes assertive. A person who integrates ambition becomes disciplined. A person who integrates selfishness develops boundaries. Part 7. Shadow and POWR. Jung believed psychological power comes from wholeness. A harmless person is not a good person. A good person is capable of harm but chooses restraint. When the shadow is integrated, you stop fearing your own mind. And a mind that does not fear itself cannot be easily controlled. Part 8. Shadow and FRD. Most people are enslaved by their unconscious. They think they are choosing, but they are reacting. Shadow work restores inner authority. You stop being ruled by impulses. You stop being manipulated by guilt. You stop being controlled by fear of judgment, because you have met what you once avoided. Part 9. The final stage. WHL Jung did not believe in perfection. He believed in wholeness. Wholeness is holding contradictions without collapse, light and dark, strength and compassion, power and restraint. The goal is not purity. When you master your shadow, you master your reactions. You master your choices. You master your mind. And that is the foundation of psychological freedom. This is not self-improvement. This is self-confrontation. And on the other side of that confrontation is clarity, strength, and inner stability. If you're ready to understand yourself at depth, follow for more Jungian psychology and philosophy.